Hello, this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Fluid Art Studio, and this is a dish of 2-day-old leftover paints that came out of, it's under Glad Press and Seal. It came out of paintings that had pillow paint, latex, house paint, Sherwin-Williams, and what I want to do is something a little different today. I want to take my colors from my bottles of Colourarte, this is Jasmine, and just add them to the design that's naturally there on the surface. And I'm hoping, as has been the case in the past, that they're still extremely viable. Now the colors that are there are probably going to be able to be dredged up a little bit when I do a scoop and drag. And I'm just trying to use colors I like in combinations I like, which is, they're pretty my usual. That was sour lemon with a little bit of orange crush. The reddish orange is saffron. This is some poinsettia, I believe, which is a Prizm pour. I'm inclined to use another purple, and that purple will be some of my wild orchid. No idea what's going to happen now. Have never done this exactly like this before. I'm not going to put the top back in that. I might want that again. I've got some blue velvet. I've also got some Decoart Americana 24 karat gold that I have mixed up for a long time that you're probably not necessarily advised to use, but it's been working out for me pretty well. And I really want to know how it's going to work right now. And last but not least, Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold, which you can already see there is some of there. It's one of my favorite things. When you scoop and drag over house paint, it usually offers some gorgeous variations on a color theme. All shades of oranges and yellows sort of thing. Get my bottle so that nothing's going to tip over. Put that aside for a second. Now my cheat, because I don't like to have a lot of waste, is to put a fairly hefty line of the Sherwin-Williams white latex satin finish around the outside edge. And in this case, because I'm going to be adding my paint right over a pillow, I don't want as much pillow as I would usually put in. Which I'm probably already overdosed. I've got Australian Floetrol and black and white Amsterdam paint using for cell activator. I'm going to use an OXO omelet turning flip and fold spatula. You can find it on my Amazon link. It's below Show More. I recommend them. They're the best paint spreading tool I know of. I don't mind spreading this paint in a little thicker toward the center. I just don't want any canvas showing on the edge. I don't usually use the spatula to make the paint level in the center, but at this point in time I don't have a heavy pillow there because I'm going to add one, or I think I'm going to add one, or some variation on that theme. That needs to go down there. This can go into the bucket. Oh, you know what? I'm missing one of the colors I wanted to use, which is a Pebeo Iridescent blue-green. Oh yeah, I definitely want that. Kind of makes me want to put some of the Fandango with it also. Just give it the whole rainbow shebang. And hopefully it doesn't suck. So far, I like what I see, but there's no way to tell what's going to turn out. And I'm probably going to have more colors than I know what to do with. So I'm going to use one of my shovels. which I usually use without pillow paint when I do this, and I could just spin out with the colors. But I'm kind of interested in seeing what happens, obviously. And I'm planning on swiping. I was planning on swiping quite thoroughly, but I'm actually changing my mind and thinking that it might be not a bad thing to use my little acetate tools. I'm also going to grab a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula and clear the rest of the color out of my shovel onto the canvas. I am sure that using cell activator is going to make a big difference. I don't know how much more paint I want. I want that gold though. Now that I've seen what I'm doing here, I'm going to want to do one where I just spin it out. And I definitely, the paint is very viable, extremely viable, so I think I can't use it all. It looks like a party. And I suppose I could scoop and drag. Let me find my, there's my lid for my pan of colors. I'm going to put back on because it works so well. It really does. Just make sure you seal everything. I kind of like this right how it is. I'm going to put my tools into the bucket, grab an acetate tool, and maybe, you know what, I like how the Mayan gold works when I add it to the cell activator. I also like how the white works. I've got some bubbles. That's weird. Come on, Pop. I like the ribbon effect. I'm tending to think that if I do what other people have told me to do and drop it, nope, still no joy. I'm going to have to actually pop the bubbles with my pointy end of my acetate tool. If I don't include the acetate tool, boy, I really like that. I'm going to have to take a picture of that. Alright, so here we go. Here's my acetate tool. I think this one has a bend in it. Do I have another one? Yes, I do. It's time to make some new ones. Oh, I have a bigger one. Perfect. It's time to trim that little tab off. I use some clear duct tape, clear waterproof duct tape. I want to spread that out, the white kind of thin, because I think it makes a difference. And that's the black, Amsterdam black, and this is not cell activator, but it's a Prizm pour. Where do I want to start? I want to start with a place that doesn't matter so much. I'm always a little confused when I use the white cell activator, so I'm thinking I'm just going to wipe that off and try it with the black, because it's just such a more instant gratification kind of deal. That's a really wide, wipe that off better, get rid of the water. I think I want more. And if I wipe that off, I can do it again. Do I want a smaller one? I might want to try a smaller one. Do I have a medium-sized one? That's the question. That begs the question, do I want to use purple? You know what? I've got purple Boomgel in a Pearlescent Violet. Yes. Which usually looks really good on top of the cell activator. Nothing's been done to this. There is a 10% off color, there's a 20% off Colourarte coupon code, and there's a 10% off Pixel Paint Designs. And Colourarte is where you're going to find the Prizm pours and the primary elements. Pixel Paint Designs is where you're going to find Australian Floetrol, Boomgel, what am I thinking? Pebeo paints. That looks really heavy there. I'm going to steal some of that. Continue moving out in another direction. It probably won't stay once I spin anyway. Which reminds me, I have Pebeo also. That didn't show up. It's kind of weird because I really like the first design of the painting entirely. I'm going to wipe that larger acetate tool off. And I have, like I said, the iridescent blue-green. Pebeo is a cell activator. I don't think it necessarily needs to be one. I think it would still work. I love my little handles. They allow me to do all kinds of weird but cool things. Alright, that I'm putting in the bucket also, because for all intents and purposes I'm done with that for right now. I've got a couple of scoop and drag tools. I think I overcomplicated it. I think I could have put a lot less paint on to begin with, but this is the only way I learn. I'm going to try and continue with the sort of theme of my ribbons. And when I scoop and drag, I'm just going to continue those marks out to a degree. Without dribbling, hopefully, which I just did thoroughly. I've got some nice cells over here. I'm quiet because I'm focused. I'm really trying to contemplate where I would like to have things travel to as I go. And I have to remember, any large looking areas are going to become much larger. And anything near the edge is likely to be spun away. And this and that are both things that I'm either going to cover up or add a spiral to. In this case, I'm going to cover it up. In that case, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I might just steal that paint and put it somewhere else entirely, because it's really heavy right there. So that means I need to grab something from somewhere that I like. Pull up to release the seal. Gotta not waste too much time on what happens near the edge, because like I said, it's almost a gimme, a foregone conclusion. So let's use the dull end of my acetate tool. Even tiny spirals, which are easy to make when you start, finish almost immediately and just twist the tool in place. You might always have to drag a little bit of color in to get it to show up. I don't think I really want a ton. A few strategically placed ones are usually a really good thing. I'll be very curious to see how this turns out. I used up all my time again. Alright, I've got 3 minutes to spin this out. That's bugging me. And I just shouldn't have got rid of my tool. This white space is going to become really large unless I fill it with something. So that's the thing. I'm looking for spaces that will expand and I won't like them. I don't know if you can second guess or not. I'd like to get rid of some of those bubbles, but I think it's time to make sure I have room from the back wall. They're different colors. I'm going to be sad to see this go. Got a few tools I need to put in the bucket. Wasn't sure I was going to like the black cell activator ribbons, but I do. They add punch to the design. I kind of wonder if I have enough time to add another one. Not sure. I like what I've got. I'm covered on 3 3/4 sides. Well, no more than that. I want to give one more spin, but I don't want to lose my pattern. But I suppose I can always add some spirals or do a little scoop and drag work again too. I actually like that better. Okay, so my little acetate tools come in handy. Let me grab one of them. So you can actually pick up paint on the surface of that and then bring it over, touch onto the edge. All my larger tools are in the bucket. Touch on the edge and let the paint that's already on the canvas pull the paint you're adding down. That way you don't wind up with the white base coat. Alright, so I love you guys. I hope you take care of each other, take care of yourselves. This looks like candy. I'm going to quick hit it with a torch, even though it didn't really get rid of the bubbles. And I will be trying, oh, they're going now. And I will spear the rest of them with the sharp end of a skewer. I won't keep you guys. I will try and shimmer this at you. I'm not sure which the best way up is. I think I could have done it without any cell activator and I would have liked it too. But I like it the way it is. Alright, I've got 1 minute left to tell you, please shop my Amazon link. It's on the link tree below Show More near the 20% off Colourarte coupon code and the 10% off Pixel Paint Designs code. And hopefully this is someplace that I can get it to behave. There will be a few bubbles in it right now, but they're going to be gone as soon as I get rid of them. What nice colors. Wow. My 2 books are Because I Can and Unlimited Possibilities. They're on the Amazon link. They're the first and the second 100 videos I made for YouTube. My email address is easpb and the word gallery spelled out at gmail.com. Please don't forget the thumbs up. And when you watch longer, you help me out. My paint pouring recipe is below Show More. Thank you for your kind words and your comments, and thank you for the donations through the PayPal icon on the bottom right-hand corner of my YouTube channel banner. And welcome to all my new members. If there are new members, thank you so much for joining. It's $9.99 a month. I sell my artwork, and I give lessons at the house in Spring Hill, Florida. And you guys inspire the heck out of me all the time. So I hope you come again at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You should check and see. Whatever I've forgotten is everything on the link tree is websites, Facebook, Pixels.